Hello, once again. Thanks for tuning in. You listen to World Combat Sports. Salute to each and every one of you that's tuned in the live chat, that's messing with your boy. Be sure to hit the like button on your way in and on your way out. Like, share, and subscribe to content. And, if you feel free, drop your comment in the live chat. That's what it's all about. Support the channel, interact with the hosts. WCS, and it's truly appreciated. You see the thumbnail, it's all about boxing. A big topic of discussion right now. If you don't know, June 5th is a big date. It's huge. It's huge. This date is going to be one of the larger events that you're going to see in 2021 this year. And the wild part about it is that the reason why it's making so much noise is you have a championship boxing match with an undisputed champion who's fighting a mandatory that's making all this noise from being with a specific promotion as Triller. Lopez, got the ball rolling. He negotiated his way for the Lomachenko fight. He negotiated himself to the Kambosos fight. And now he sees himself on a huge promotion where he's getting a lot more exposure than he would with Top Rank by fighting his IBF mandatory George Kambosos. They sold the first presser. They sold the shit out of it. People are pretty much, buying into the hype that this is going to be a close, competitive, well-matched competition, come June 5th down there at South Beach. And then you have Mayweather Logan Paul. You have boxing versus the question mark. What is this fight exactly? Can it be considered an exhibition bout? Okay, is that truly the name that we should call it when they're trying to portray, so to speak, they're trying to portray Logan Paul as being a boxer? See, most exhibition bouts is with individuals that don't know shit about boxing. You know what I'm saying? But they're trying to portray the Paul brothers as legitimate boxers. Logan Paul has been on an absolutely official boxing promotion where he has been in the ring with another individual who has a boxing license in KSI. They was promoted as if it was going to be a boxing match. And those two made a grand amount of money doing it. But this one is a little bit different with Mayweather Logan Paul. Mayweather has been known to slide into the creases of boxing promotion and sell his name. The reason why I say he sells his name because this is strictly for Mayweather. It has nothing to do with TMT. It has nothing to do with anybody else except the plan that Mayweather has for whoever's tuning in for his fight. You know what I'm saying? This is strictly for Floyd Mayweather. For him to jump into June 5th, grab a hold of momentum, ride the wave, you know what I'm saying? Soak in all the buzz and have people that's on YTC and other platforms talking about his fight with Logan Paul. From my understanding, there's minimal rules to this. The minimum rules is the middleweight scales is for Floyd Mayweather, 160. But for Logan Paul, it's 190. It's kind of up there where the cruiserweights are at. How is this going to affect people from tuning in and watching this fight when it comes down to it? Because I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be the first to say it. right? This is not going to turn out the way you think. I don't see this fight with Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul turning out the way you think. I believe that Floyd Mayweather is going to do what Floyd Mayweather does, and that is he's going to attempt to fool the fans into a rematch with Logan Paul, but he has to sell this fight. The reason why I'm saying that he's up to his old tricks because this is the perfect time with boxing getting restarted, and there's a lot of talk with Jake Paul going on with Triller. What better person to elevate the status of the second Paul brother than Floyd Mayweather? Floyd Mayweather is the perfect individual to gather the hype. See, Logan Paul was kind of left behind in all this. Logan Paul, he's not as talented as his younger brother Jake. So he needs a little bit of help with his notoriety and popularity. And what better person in the sport of boxing that's respected, Hall of Famer, a legend of the sport than Floyd Mayweather? Why would you say Floyd Mayweather is giving Logan Paul a shot when it's all these other people out here that can get a shot? Why? There's so many other people out here he can step in the ring with. But Floyd being who he is, maximizing his narcissist, maximizing his monetary revenue gain, I truly feel that Floyd is in this for a heist again. Floyd finds it at the opportune moment with Jake Paul getting all this hype. Jake Paul is just all over. He has his little run in with DC. You know what I'm saying? He's all over the news headlines. People are talking every other day about Jake Paul. And Jake Paul, like we said, he's a professional wrestler by license, but he hasn't really buckled down and fought a professional boxer that so-called has the credentials to give him a challenge. Now, for his brother Logan Paul, he himself holds a professional boxing license. But he's in the same boat, except that he's already taken an L. He's already taken an L, people. But Floyd Mayweather is the perfect name and face to boost up the stock of the Paul brothers so they can ride this 2021 wave out on a bed of fluffed up dollar bills all the way to the bank. This is absolutely the perfect time for Floyd Mayweather to generate interest in the second Paul brother while people are tuned in and focus on Jake Paul, who he's going to fight next. I'm telling you, people, it's genius. Floyd Mayweather is a motherfucking genius when it comes to this shit. He's selfish, but he's a genius at this shit. He's selfish, but a lot of rich people are selfish. A lot of rich people are selfish. I'm calling it. This fight is not going to turn out the way you think. It's not. It's a perfect time with the age that Floyd's in right now, and with all this hype in 2021, you got to continue to build up this hype. They got to keep this radiation coming down on Jake Paul. So if you got one Jake Paul, if you got one Paul brother in the limelight, you have to somehow chaperone the other Paul brother into the limelight. That's where they can make money together, if that is indeed the case. Together doesn't mean they have to be under the same banner. Together means promo wise. If Logan Paul is able to put some type of shock value into his fight with Floyd Mayweather in order to somehow render a rematch or to somehow earn a victory, the victory is not going to mean anything when it comes down to Floyd Mayweather, because why? It's an exhibition bout or whatever is considered, and it's not going to make a difference. But this would be, if any time in history of boxing, this would be a good time for Floyd Mayweather if he chose to take that so-called L. This would be the right person to do it with, because they're hyping these damn Paul brothers up so much. They're hyping the shit out of these Paul brothers. And listen, I believe they only have this year to do it. It's April. The wave is already at a decent height with the notoriety that Jake Paul is getting. 2021 can make both of these brothers multi-million dollars if they do it correctly. Especially if Jake Paul get the next opponent, the right opponent next. And then also with this fight coming up with Floyd Mayweather on the same day as Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosos, it can indeed materialize into something that's lucrative for both fighters. Now, the crazy part about it is that Floyd is going to allow the promo for Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosos to bleed over into his audience, paying attention to the date for Teofimo Kambosos and also Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul. He's going to allow that momentum and that sunlight to bleed over into his fight also. That's the whole purpose of him taking this fight date. The entire purpose. It's going to be people down there, in Florida, and they're going to be like, what do I want to see, man? God damn, what do I want to see? You're going to get the casuals that's out there. You're going to get the same casuals that was dogging the shit out Jake Paul fighting whoever. They're going to go over here now that Logan Paul is fighting Floyd. They're going to try to say, man, which one do I want to see? Which one do I want to see? Because it's only going to be, I'm not sure how Triller is going to run this card down in Florida. What's going to be the live gate capacity? How much are they going to allow? But that's where Floyd is probably going to take advantage of the partial live gate that Triller has been putting on this far. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's the perfect time. If Floyd has a pretty large gate down in Florida, right? Pretty decent. And of course, he makes, all the other monetary arrangements he has planned, and people tune in for it. It can work out to Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather's benefit. Real talk. For Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosos, I believe that they're going to do solid numbers anyway. If we have hardcore boxing fans that's out here and they're yearning for a good fight, this is going to be the fight to tune into right now. This is going to be the fight to tune into. I'm not saying it's the only fight to tune into, okay? I'm just saying around that time, that would be the fight you want to take a look at, other than Mayweather Paul, because a lot of people are going to look at Paul as he doesn't have the skills to beat Mayweather. I say the same thing. He doesn't have the skill to beat Floyd Mayweather, even with a 30-pound difference. The man don't have the skills to beat Floyd Mayweather. Let's be honest with ourselves. But he does have the opportunity to make some money with him. That's easy. It's just coming up with the master plan for people to believe and buy into it, that this fight is worth, Logan Paul going in there and potentially putting Floyd Mayweather in a position that people start to question his age and should he still be in the ring fighting and everything. If Floyd sells it right, he could hit the fans for a rematch. The rematch is going to be all solo dolo. It's going to be just them. They're going to build up the PPV. And plus, by then, the promo for freaking Logan Paul all over the place. If he is to hand Floyd Mayweather his first loss, or even hurt him, or even the fight goes to a draw. You know what I'm saying? Either or, if Floyd is able to hit the fans with a 2-for-1 special, it's going to benefit them the second time around because people are going to tune into it. I know a lot of you thinking, WCS up here bullshit. What is he talking about? It's all cool for them to say, what am I talking about, until it actually happened. Seriously, it's all cool. You know, like you got to have a platform, goddamn 1,000 motherfuckers watching to say some shit. Then everybody run with it. Oh, I think Floyd Mayweather's going to lose his first fight. But I'm telling you, people, definitely this fight is not ending the way you think. I'm going to put my anchor in that. This fight between Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul is going to have a twist. I'm confident. I'm not saying I'm perfect in selecting everything to be right, but I'm confident. This is a really, really good time to fuck with the boxing fans. A really good time. Because Floyd, he doesn't just insert himself into a situation such as this unless he's planned it out and his people have planned it out. Floyd see what's going on with the Paul brothers. He wants to be a part of that. Why? Because it keeps him relevant. Why do you think he selected Conor McGregor when he was two division champion? And he started to follow Ronda Rousey's lead and talking shit about Floyd. And Floyd say, hey, man, keep on talking shit about me, man. Let's see how the fans pick it up, man. There's a lot of buzz going on. Just keep on doing what you're doing, man. And my people going to get back with your people, okay? So Conor McGregor kept on talking, and they ended up getting the biggest payday of his life. He would never earn the type of money he did facing Floyd. But it's going to be individuals up here that really isn't willing, that refuse to accept the fact that Floyd is in this for Floyd. Floyd goes in here and washes Logan Paul. It's nobody else. It's nobody else around this little radiated circle, this little sun ray that's going on, this little halo, this little Paul brothers halo that's going on, is making people buzz and talk all day long about the Paul brothers, right? If you don't grab hold of this in 2021, that halo is going to be much more dimmer when it comes 2022. So what better person than Floyd Mayweather is to jump on the bandwagon? Now, this ain't a bandwagon. He's jumping on the yacht right now. They going out to sea to plot, to come up with the plan to make sure this goes over well. They come up with the master plan for this to be as smooth as possible. This is the perfect time to raise up the other Paul brother with the name of a Floyd Money Mayweather. Nobody else can do it. Canelo cannot do it. He doesn't really speak English like that, and he doesn't have the personality to. Conor McGregor, he can't do it because he's coming off a loss, and he's about to step back in there with Dustin Poirier. So when it comes down to the so-called boxing arena, an exhibition bout, he needs a dance partner that's going to generate fan attendance. And that's when money comes in here. Money is taking advantage of the momentum with Lopez and Kambosos. He is one of those geniuses in there. He has no problem still in the limelight from an up-and-coming riser as Teofimo Lopez. Floyd Mayweather can care less if he's taking any money off the views of Lopez Kambosos. Mayweather don't give a fuck about that. Mayweather cares about Mayweather. He's bringing another white fighter along with him to make this money. He's smart. There's not a Mexican fighter out there that he can do this with right now that can generate the buzz. He's bringing the brother of Jake Paul, who's already buzzing, that needed a little help to get back in the starlight. That's what Floyd Mayweather's doing. KZ, what's good? I got Logan Paul winning, if not taking it to the decision, because he's bigger. 2 different weight classes. Silver Surfer, what's good? KZ said, true, Logan a real amateur, but Floyd is old and way too underweight compared to him. I always would factor in And that's good. And appreciate y'all. Salute to KZ and salute the Silver Surfer in the building. Salute to you. I'm not taking this thumbnail as a conspiracy theory. I'm just looking at the entire process of what's going on with boxing right now. You have a lot of people talking about the sport and they mad, they complaining. You know, one minute they complain about how Jake Paul is somehow blemishing boxing as a sport. But yet you ask boxers, do they believe that Jake Paul is blemishing a sport? And the boxers are saying, no, you know, let him get his money. He can do what he wants. But they're acting like Jake Paul is up here fighting real fighters. He's not doing anything except making money right now. Jake Paul has been able to generate a buzz off knocking out Nate Robinson. Seriously. When this man first fought, another YouTube dude, no one cared about this dude. He wasn't ranked in the top motherfucking million. Nobody gave a damn about that. All of a sudden, Logan Paul comes back into the, I mean, not Logan Paul, Jake Paul comes back into the limelight, man. Triller jumps on the scene. He jumps on the undercard of two legends. He knocks out a basketball player, slam dunk contest winner. And people buzzing as if he knocked out a true, legitimate boxing champion. That's how delusional boxing fans are right now, because they're dissatisfied and irritated with the sport of boxing as a whole. That's why they're supporting an individual like Jake Paul. And then to make it even worse, the buzz that Jake Paul is getting, right? He has enough, how you put it? He has enough to his bravado for people to actually take this dude serious as a boxer. Like, they looking at this dude like he can really cause damage to whoever he step in the ring with. They show little short clippings of videos of him training boxing. They're like, man, this Jake Paul taking the sport serious, dog. He's taking the sport serious. I don't know. He's knocking motherfuckers out in sparring. Now, come on, man. Like I said before, there's plenty of Target workers in there gathering the carts in the parking lot, and you can send your people up there. Hey, you want to spar for $100? Jake Paul, that's who it's gonna be. Okay, cool. And you're gonna be on camera too. You fine with that? Oh yeah. You're gonna get knocked the fuck out too. You cool with it? Oh yeah. They go up there and collect 10 Target workers and bring them back to spar Jake Paul and make him look like a beast. But now you got Logan Paul. He needed help coming back on the scene. There was nobody out there for Logan Paul. Logan Paul doesn't give you that bravado and machismo like his brother Jake. So now Floyd Mayweather steps in as the guide, the tour guide, and they say, you know what? Let me scoop up this other Paul brother and throw him in the limelight. So the first time he attempted to do it, the shit fizzled out. You know, Jake Paul up there showing a motherfucking phone video of Floyd Mayweather, you know, promo, and saying, man, he got on, he jumped on the podcast and say, man, I'm gonna be, can you believe it? I'm gonna be fighting the best boxer ever, Floyd Mayweather. I'm gonna be, and people ran with that shit like, for real? Logan Paul is gonna be fighting Floyd? Oh shit. So with the buzz his brother is getting and the buzz he is now getting with a solid boxing date, like, this couldn't be better for Mayweather and Paul. The boxing date is attached in the same proximity as Lopez Kambosos. Strategically done, because that's how Floyd operates. Now, I know Lopez and Lopez is probably feeling some type of way about it. But then again, he has to understand that Floyd Mayweather, this isn't his first time doing this. This isn't Floyd's first time, interrupting someone's momentum, interrupting their pockets indirectly without physically touching them. See, Floyd touches people from a distance. You know what I'm saying? Floyd would touch your pockets without being touched. Some might call it offense, but I might call it goddamn defense, business defense. Because Floyd will allow somebody to make the first move, and he sees your shot out there. He said, "Okay, hey, can we lock in this arena?" A matter of fact, he might have already locked in the arena. If somebody want Floyd Mayweather, if they hear from him to lock in the arena, they look, they nod 12-6. They they nod. Yeah, sure. This is what we got planned. There's gonna be plenty of people down there in Florida. You got the perfect date, because Triller is gonna promote the shit out of Lopez and Kambosos. Along with that promotion on June 5th, they're gonna share that date. It's gonna be a double date, y'all, which is fucked up. It's gonna be a double date. You got a couple that's hanging around you that you didn't really ask to hang out with. That couple is going to be Mayweather and Paul. You didn't ask them to come along for the motherfucking ride. Mayweather say, I ain't asked for shit. I'm going to be there regardless. We're going to be in the same lane, and I'm going the same place you are. And I'm going to make that money just like you want to make that money. And deep down inside, Floyd Mayweather feels he can make more money. He can take the shine away from Lopez and Kambosos. I truly believe, Floyd Mayweather, after what he's done in the past and what he still continues to do to this day, going overseas, facing Tenshin Nashikawa, earning 9 off that. I truly feel Floyd Mayweather, his mentality, his healthy way of living, his intelligence as a businessman, he truly goes into situations like this to dominate, just like he does in the ring. He goes into this to dominate. He can give a fuck about what everybody else is thinking about in the other promotion. He's truly thinking about himself. Let me get to some of the comments, man. Alex, they salute WCS in the chat. What is Floyd up to? Imagine if Paul, a damn YouTuber, beats him and gives Floyd his first loss. That's going to be hilarious. But if Floyd beats Paul, he won't get credit. First of all, if Logan beats him, it's going to be an exhibition. It's not going to go on his record. It's not going to go on his record. But it will be recorded in the thought process and the conversation of boxing fans and casuals and temporaries. That's where it's going to be recorded at. So people are going to be like, well, let's see a rematch. It's almost going to be similar to Marcus Maidana. I truly feel this is not going to end the way people believe it is. And for Floyd Mayweather, this is the opportune time for him to pretty much play with the fans. You know what I'm saying? Put a twist in that motherfucker. This is the opportune time. Boxing is starving right now for some excitement. Like boxing is starving within the ones who was motherfucking supporting the Paul brothers. Boxing is taking a crazy ass left turn and went into the gravel, where people is up here talking more about freaking Jake Paul knocking out Nate Robinson and Ben Askren than they are hardcore true boxers who have been to the amateurs and out here in the professionals doing it the right way. They're not up here sparring Target cashiers, Walmart stock employees. Big Dog in the building. What's good, man? Salute WCS. Floyd giving the spotlight to another Paul brother. Terrible. I know, right? He don't look. None of the brothers can eat. Goddamn Andre Berto was. I don't know what he was able to do to get in there, but Floyd gave him a gift and he took it. I don't know, man. You know, but I see it for what it is. It's only one name that can bring that other Paul brother up in 2021 and maximize this profit. It's only one person. And that's who you see on the thumbnail, Floyd. Floyd is the only one that can bring Logan Paul up to the limelight. He's the only one that can shine some motherfucking light on this dude. Never looked at it from a business standpoint. When you look at it that way, Floyd definitely using these white amateur boxers, false sense of security in his favor, knowing that he can beat them. Well, the only thing I can say about that KZ is that they're not amateurs, bro. Listen to me. These aren't amateurs. These guys signed up for a professional fight. They're not amateurs anymore. If you go to a regional card or anywhere, mostly regional cards, right? You have individuals that's coming off the street that's getting approved for a professional license with no amateur experience. So when they become professional fighters, they're approved right off the couch from playing PS5, motherfucking what other video games they have out there, just chilling, smoking weed, doing whatever. When they come off the couch with an approved boxing license, they're professional fighters. It doesn't matter if they sit up here and tell like they be like let's say they have a record of 0-3. When the conversation comes up while they hide shit, they be like, "Oh man, what the fuck you talking about? That's why I'm a professional boxer." It might be another cat in the room say, "I am too," and they all laugh that shit off. But they ain't lying. They have professional license. The same thing with the Paul brothers. It's easy for them to get professional license. Pac-Man ATL in the building. Salute to you, my brother. Congrats. Hopefully everything going well with the honeymoon, man. You know, Tay Jones just got married to the love of his life. You know what I'm saying? He tied the knot. Salute to you, my brother. Much blessings to tie the knot. Much love and blessings, man. KZ said, but Floyd might not be able to beat these big boys, so he need to watch himself on who he thinks he can take advantage of. So to stay as close to my square as possible out of respect, because I look at it this way. It's certain guys that may be a higher weight that step in the ring with Floyd that I would say that about. I would say, you know what? Floyd fucking up by fighting this cat. You know what I'm saying? He can legitimately, do some damage. But when I look at Logan Paul, I say Floyd just too smart for this guy. This is the perfect opponent for Floyd to give him all the helpful hints he need to step in there and make this fight entertaining for the boxing fans. This is the perfect time for Floyd to get a 2-for-1 monetarily. And that's what I believe Floyd is trying to do. Floyd doesn't want to jump in there with Jake Paul. Jake Paul has enough serious power to get this shit popping. But see, when it comes to Floyd Mayweather making money, Floyd may potentially fight Logan Paul twice and then go rack up money on Triller. I doubt he'll fight on Triller though. Let's be honest, but then again, he might. He beat Logan Paul twice and then go over there and fight Jake Paul. I truly, I'm thinking hard that Floyd Mayweather and this exhibition bout, he may not care about taking the L. I know a lot of people are gonna say, man, Floyd cares everything about taking the L. Yeah, when it's a professional fight, hell yeah, he cares about taking the L. But when it comes to the money, though, Floyd will look at anybody and say, first of all, what my record say? Now hold up. Cause I'm being patient with you, because you don't never have nothing good to say about me. What my record say? No, I didn't ask you that. I asked you what my record say. So no, hold up. So this is a Brian Kenny interview. So check this out. So if you pull up Box Rec and you look at Floyd Mayweather, what it say? It says 50-0. Hold up. So if it says I don't have any losses, what did that tell you? But we saw you. No. Answer the question. Answer the question. What does my record say when it comes to the right side of my freaking ledger? What does it say? It says 0. Okay. Oh, hold up. Okay, then. We don't need to do anything else. What do my box rec say? It says I have 0 losses, right? That's all we need to know. Period. Because you want to talk to me, I ain't asked to talk to you. You want to talk to me, I ain't asked to talk to you. So since you want to talk to me, I want to ask you what my box rec say. Floyd is at that point where he'll tell that Floyd will lose, come back for a rematch, and win decisively. But so many people once again bought into the okey doke. But they like, damn. Or you might even get a draw. You might get something that's a twist to this fight to draw you in for a rematch, for everybody to say, oh shit, it used to be Jake Paul in the limelight. Now it's Logan Paul. He's about to, man, he's in there with TBE. He's in there with Floyd Money Mayweather. Mitch in the building, salute to you. Andrew Charles, salute to you. Feliciano, what's good? Alex said the Lopez are not worried. The Lopez are not worried about Floyd Sr. said it's like 2 days ago. The Lopez are not worried about Floyd. Senor said it like 2 days ago. They're going to get PPV sales regardless of what Floyd do on June. I mean, of course they're going to get PPV sales. I never said they wasn't going to get PPV sales. I didn't say that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say that. I didn't say they weren't going to get PPV sales. But I want you to understand one thing, right? It's June 5th, okay? Just so my audience know, it's June 5th. It's June 5th. All right? Alex, you put June 6th. It is June 5th. Just to be clear. So back to what Senior. If Senior is Lopez's father, and we know the energy Senior brings, of course he's going to say they're not worried about that. Why would he put it out there that they're worried? That's not even a common language for us, for those of us that's been following the sport of boxing to hear, especially coming from Senior. He's not going to say no shit like that. He's never going to put his son in position to act like it's some type of fear. That's not how they move. And that didn't get Teofimo to where he is today. KZ said, I enjoyed Jake Paul knocking out Askren. Can't stand that scrub. KZ, Askren's not a scrub. He's not a scrub. When he joined the UFC, he was undefeated, 18-0. And he went in there with a very tough opponent for his first fight in Robbie Lawler. He ended up, going through adversity and recovering, and end up, winning the fight via stoppage via bulldog choke, right? He's not a scrub. Ben Askren will fuck a lot of people up that you believe that can fight. Just because he went in there and looked the way he did against Jake Paul, following a post-hip surgery, Ben Askren is no scrub. He lost to Jorge Masvidal from a flying knee that will probably more than likely be landed 1 in 1 million in that form and in that quick amount of time of 5 seconds. It's not just going to happen. You look, it's just like a star falling from the sky and hitting somebody in the head. That's what it's going to take to be able to land a knee in that amount of time from Jorge Masvidal. I mean, it's just like you calling Jorge Masvidal a scrub. He just got stopped by Kamaru Usman in 2 rounds and knocked out in the same fashion Ben Askren was knocked out. He was snoring. Okay. Mitch, if Floyd gets beat by Jake, Best believe all banks will be broken in the rematch. Yes, man. Look, they can break the bank in this fight right here. I know it seems far fetched. That's a lot about where boxing's at right now. A lot of shit is far fetched, bro. It's just all over the place. It's all over the place, man. It's far fetched like I don't know what. I know this because the bets I put on boxing, bro, is so awkward. I've always bet it like that. I just don't bet at the on the sites. I bet on rounds and I bet off knockouts how somebody's gonna win. Edgar Berlanga, thank you. Thank you, Edgar Berlanga. See, I don't put my shit out there like that. If anybody really push for a receipt, I have a receipt for you, dog. I bet it on Edgar Berlanga, dog. I bet it crazy that Edgar Berlanga's fight will go the distance. Anyway, I'll get back to that later. Pac-Man say appreciate it. For sure, man. Enjoy that honeymoon, man. J8 in the building. Salute to you. Say salute, come back to the chat. KZ said, you giving Askin too much credit. He lost to Damian Maia to his own style and can't fight on the feet at all. Overrated in my book. So let's just say you're in your book. All right. Let's say you in your book, KZ. So what you said was I'm giving Askin too much credit, and you acting like you've read a part of my book. How is that possible? Because I don't keep my book open. Whatever information that I have that I've been a part of and I've documented mentally, I've taken mental notes because that's the only book I've had. Take mental notes. That's from going to camps, and that's from going and showing up and knowing how this process works. No way, shape, or form I'm giving too much credit when I've seen Ben Askren fight. Ben Askren has been a champion in neighboring organizations before he came to the UFC. He was the only fighter to come over here with a trade for Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. He was undefeated. So just because he went in there and lost to a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion, just because Ben Askren wanted to play around with a bad hip. Come on, listen to me, KC, because, I love lighting the torch. I can let the torch burn, or else I can turn it on and it become a blowtorch. Either way you want it. I appreciate your input, though, Shouty. But Ben Askren played around with a BJJ world champion and had a bad hip in the process. So just because he made an ill-advised decision after being knocked out by Jorge Masvidal to play around in the ground, because Ben Askren's ground game is pretty decent. His grappling, his mat time is pretty decent. That's all I'm going to say about that. He is not in no way, shape, or form overrated, bro. We here. What's good? Bruce, what's good? Salute, man. Salute to you too. But back to the money. This is what it's all about, people. The money. This is the perfect time for Floyd Mayweather to sweep the floor. And all he's going to be sweeping up is $100 bills, bro. This is the year. Boxing is trying its best to get the wheels spinning. The engine's running, but we're still waiting on the traction. You know what I'm saying? We're still waiting on the traction for some big fights. We're still waiting for the heavyweight to see what's going on with that. We're still trying to see what's going on with the lightweight picture. You know what I'm saying? I know we got a good fight coming up with Lopez and Kambosos, but there's so many other fights that we're trying to wait on too. And then, we have to wait for Mel Charlo and Castano. But to be honest with you, are we really truly waiting on Brian Castano? I mean, really, the name that's going into that undisputed bout is Jermell Charlo. And then, of course, we have Canelo Alvarez, and no one really gives a damn about Billy Joe Saunders. Really. Real talk. There's not too many people give a damn about, this is Billy Joe Saunders. Will he upset? No, will he won't? Does he have a chance or does he? I don't fucking know. People are going back and forth. They're pondering. Does he have a chance? Can he beat Canelo? Can he shock the world? So if you take that and look at the fights, okay, let's say we throw Gervonta Davis in there. Gervonta Davis and Mario Barrios. Yeah, people looking forward to that fight, but they're not going to really start to just turn the heat up on it until it gets closer. Just like last year. But right now, right here, somehow, some way, Jake Paul is getting all this buzz from knocking out Ben Askren. It's funny how there's confusion in the temporaries of boxing and the hardcore boxing fans. Because I promise you, the ones who get on here and say they're hardcore boxing fans, they're gonna call themselves supporting Floyd Mayweather and still consider themselves a hardcore boxing fan. Why? Because they support Floyd Mayweather more than they do Lopez. I'm serious. I'm just being honest with you. You're gonna have individuals tuning in to Floyd Mayweather because they consider him TBE and one of the greatest boxers, Hall of Famer, a boxing legend, right? They're gonna tune in to him and say, "Well, I really tuned into that fight because Floyd was fighting Logan Paul. I didn't think Logan was gonna win, but since Floyd was doing it, we had to tune in and support the brother." And then for Lopez, they said, "Oh, he was fighting Cambosis." I'm telling you, bro, that's gonna be the excuses of some of these cats. When the real boxing match is on Triller. June 5th, the real boxing match, if you're a hardcore boxing fan, is on Triller. It's no question, it's no ifs, ands, or nothing. If you a true boxing fan, you're tuning in to Lopez Cambosis. Because right now he has heat behind him. Lopez has a lot of heat, a lot of interest. And if he's indeed successful and goes in there and defeats Cambosis, his next fight is going to be even bigger. So look how the scales look at the temperature of the scales right now, right? Cambosis, he steps in there with Lopez, the unified champion of lightweight. And then, Lopez wins, he gets another big fight that people are going to tune into. So Floyd being Floyd, he knows what's going on with Lopez. I'm not saying Lopez them are concerned like that, but they have to know that Floyd Mayweather is taking a little bit of the light off them. They dimming the bulb just a little bit because that's what Floyd do. I'm not saying they sitting at home biting their nails over it, but we're talking about Floyd Mayweather here. Floyd is going here with another Paul brother who is strangely radiating all this attention. People are gravitating to these Paul brothers and so-called referring to them as boxers. The Paul brothers are fighters. That's what they are. Logan Paul and Jake Paul are fighters with professional boxing license. That's what they are. Until they start fighting boxers, legitimate certified boxers in their weight class, their true weight class, then and maybe then only we can consider Jake Paul a boxer. Then we consider Logan Paul a boxer. But fighting Floyd Mayweather with a 30-pound gap, this is an exhibition bout, homie. LO, this is why I don't like asking, because he's built his little record by choking people who know nothing about wrestling and gives people the idea that he's some great athlete because of it when he's not. Choking people who knows nothing about wrestling, choking people would be more so associated with grappling. Wrestling, in a sense, deals with pinning, control, whether it's from the top position or whatever, takedowns, takedown defense. It's just so many other areas that wrestling is associated with when it comes to mixed martial arts. But to say he's fighting in a sport of mixed martial arts that encompasses multiple levels of combat, you're basically saying build his little record. Well, you rarely find people in mixed martial arts that's 18-0. You rarely find fighters in the sport of mixed martial arts. You rarely find a Khabib Nurmagomedov who's 29-0. You rarely find fighters who are 19-1. Most of the time, mixed martial artists have losses. But if he's choking individuals out that don't know shit about wrestling, then what does that have to do with Ben Askren? What does that have to do with Ben Askren? You try to tell me 18 of his opponents, that's what happened? And he got knocked out by Jake Paul, period. I was at the fight. He was knocked out. He was knocked out, and it was a clean shot. He was knocked out. Didn't have anything to do with wrestling or grappling. It had something to do with Ben Askren being able to slip or avoid Jake Paul's right hand, because he did throw it. He was able to avoid it twice. Jake Paul made the necessary adjustments because his corner was probably telling him, calm the fuck down, relax. And then he landed it. And it's stiffened freaking Ben Askren up and down, you know, and sent him to the canvas. The same way Jorge Masvidal knocked him out, stiff. So you see somebody fall to the canvas stiff like that. Their arms ain't moving, their head ain't moving, the legs, they just fall like a log. When the referee is counting, you want them to go back into to combat and take some more damage when they brain already fucked up. Anyway, once again, KC, I appreciate your input, bro. You know, I appreciate your input. That's your opinion. You feel me? That's your opinion. No doubt about it. But back to the boxing fans and the temporaries and casuals. What do you all think about this? I say it's the best time. It's the best year for this type of activity to be going on. At one point in time, I felt some type of way about Jake Paul getting all this exposure. But yet I started talking to boxers, and the boxers really didn't give a damn about him pretending to be a boxer with gloves and stepping into the ring under a certain promotion and getting all the hype he's getting for knocking out a basketball player. I felt some type of way about it. If you listen to my lives back then, I was like, shit, that's fucked up. You know, I mean, we got boxers out here that sacrifice years of their life in the amateurs to come up here to the profession and do it the right way. And they're not getting paid the amount of money that Jake Paul's getting. Not only that, it happened long before Triller. This happened over there with Eddie. You know what I'm saying? Eddie allowed this shit to kick off. Don't blame Triller. You can't blame Triller. What you can say that Triller did amazingly is promote the shit out of this fight with damn Jake Paul and goddamn Nate Robinson. People was actually believing that Nate Robinson, a slam dunk, one of the shortest dudes in the NBA, would come in here and be outweighed as much as he did against a bigger fighter like Jake Paul and use his athleticism that benefited him on the court. And look, Nate was balling out on the motherfucking court. He even paid the big three. This dude answers the bell and runs and sprints towards Jake Paul. Face first. Boom. That tells you right there the man didn't have that much training. They just sent him there and they pretended like they was teaching him some shit. And they probably did some mid drills with him. Probably never hit a speed bag. And then boom, he's on the canvas again, face first. Because he don't know what the fuck he's doing. He doesn't even know how to close distance. He's up there running like he's running for a loose ball. But really, he was running for a loose ball that cracked his ass. Knocked out face first, memes everywhere. Jake Paul's a motherfucking star. He's one of the great white hopes, they calling him. Oh, he's doing this. He's taking over boxing. Jake Paul saying himself, I'm taking over boxing. I'm gonna get paid the most money. I'm like, where is the unity of boxing and band together and not talk about this shit? That's how you can help this. If boxing, look, if this YouTube shit, if people wouldn't talk about a situation like Jake Paul and not give it airplay, you wouldn't see it on mainstream TV. You wouldn't hear of him getting paid money just below Regis Progress. Regis Progress going in there getting 850, 900,000, or whatever. And then the next highest paid fighter on the roster is Jake Paul. We're talking about Regis Progress, who has fought and been former world champion, who fought in the World Boxing Super Series against another legitimate champion. And, you know what I'm saying? And Josh Taylor. He's certified. He's official as a professional boxer. But the next one below him, I'm not saying he was the only fighter on the roster. I'm saying pay-wise, Jake Paul was the next highest. How, people? You cannot sit up here and say you're building up the sport of boxing if you choose to continue to talk about non-boxing individuals. Just for views, just to get the damn super chats, just to come up here and see how many people are going to tune in. You just as guilty. So stop the bullshit, bro. All y'all that's up here that's talking about Jake Paul fucking up boxing, but you talking about him for views. How does that work? If you don't want to give Jake Paul any airplay or Logan Paul, don't talk about him. It don't matter if he's fighting Floyd Mayweather. Don't have a thumbnail up there talking about the fight if you feel that it's not worthy. Especially if you call yourself a hardcore boxing fan. Don't talk about it. Isn't that what they say? Don't talk about it. If you don't want to support it, don't speak on it. But if you're going to speak on it, you're supporting it. Why? Because it's buzzing. It's buzzing. So you're speaking on it. You want to put the thumbnail up there. Mayweather versus Logan Paul. But they'll put competing with Lopez versus Kambosos. They won't put Mayweather versus Logan Paul and a trash can up there because they're afraid of what it might get back to Floyd Mayweather. He call up, he had one of his people say, "Oh, you think Floyd is trash?" No, that's not what I meant, Sir Floyd. Sir Floyd, please don't deny my credentials, Sir Floyd. you have motherfucker. They worried about Floyd Mayweather coming to their doorstep, man. When he go on one of his runs at 2:30 in the morning, they afraid he gonna run up on their doorstep and say, "Hey, bro, I heard some shit you put out on social media about me. You care to explain right now?" No, security, step back. It's all good. All 8 of you, step back. I got it. What was this you saying? Like you were saying that you put a trash can up there with Floyd Money Mayweather. So what you saying? I'm trash, man? No, that wasn't it at all. Well, do me a favor right now. If that wasn't it, I see you got over 1,000 views. Take that shit down right now. All right. Yes, Sir Floyd. Yes, sir. If that was the case, oh my God, y'all. Y'all mad at what's going on with boxing, but you keep talking about non-related topics. That's why you can't say WCS is up here every day calling for super chats. I'm out in the field too. It's a lot you can learn in the gym, but don't go to the gym and have people thinking that you're a hardcore boxing fan, but yet they tune into your channel and they seeing you up here promoting the rise of the Paul brothers. What was I calling the Paul brothers earlier when I was talking about them coming into the scene? What was I calling them? I know somebody in the chat know. I know somebody know because it sticks, and every W he gets just add to the trolling he's doing. Okay, so I can agree with that. Every W he gets adds to the trolling he's doing. Um, if individuals put it this way, if Jake Paul is able to make the amount of money he's making on Triller in a legitimate sport, I'm talking about the title for which he's saying he's competing in. He's portraying himself to compete as a professional boxer. On paper, he is indeed a professional boxer because he has the license. He is donning and wearing boxing attire. He has indeed built his record as a professional boxer. Once again, to the hardcore boxing fans, you cannot criticize Jake Paul for building up his undefeated record without identifying the roots of boxing, which allows this process to happen over and over again each and every week. When a fight card goes down, you have individuals that never laced a pair of gloves, male and female, and they will be able to step into a ring with a fighter who's building up their record, and they have no idea how to fight except off the street. So you can't knock Jake Paul for doing that. But for what I'm saying is, if you truly don't believe he's worthy of being affiliated with a professional boxer, as a professional boxer, don't talk about him. If you're a hardcore boxing fan, that's all I'm saying. Don't talk about him. Just say, fuck it, I'm going to leave that shit alone. Don't talk about Logan Paul. Because Lopez and Kambosos, they are certified, they're official. But when it comes to Mayweather, Logan Paul is just a body, a dance partner that Floyd Mayweather selected to share the ring with him. That's all. There's nothing more to it, people. Floyd Mayweather selected to share the ring with a guy who has a professional boxing license. So therefore, on paper, he's identified and he's approved to be able to compete as a professional boxer. Now, listen, I promise you, you won't see this down here too much in Georgia. If they're too old, you know what I'm saying? But you can be a little bit older and still compete, still have a competition or a previous fight, within the last 12 months or something. Some they can go off and say, okay, yeah, we can improve that. But like Antonio Tarver, they was like, nah, bro, you too old and you've been out the ring too long. They wouldn't even approve him to step in there with Frank Mir. And you're talking about two legitimate fighters, a mixed martial artist, former multi-time champion. So y'all be ready. Don't say I didn't tell you. Y'all stay ready. Y'all remember what I told you. This fight right here, don't put too much emphasis in it. If the hardcore media segues out here are reporting on it, don't talk bad on it. Because they're doing it for views, man. They're talking about this because now they're gonna kind of lay the blanket over it as if they're supporting Floyd Mayweather. Because he's gonna take down a Floyd brother. A Floyd brother is a Paul brother. A Paul brother's already been taken down. Logan Paul don't have a professional boxing win. He lost to KSI, so he doesn't have a professional win. This can go green real quick for Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul if they're able to get two fights out of the fans. That's when it can go green real quick for Floyd Mayweather once again. And he would just laugh, and he would just laugh. He would just laugh. He said, I'm good. I can't be fucking touched. Sir Ken in the building. Salute to you, my brother. Salute to the wrenches. Salute to the chats that smash the like button. Appreciate you, big dog. Appreciate you. So I'll show this comment, even though it was hidden. I'll show it. Mitch says Nate Robinson is a supreme athlete, but he's 5'8" with boots on and pushing 40 years old. And oh yeah, he never fought a day in his life. Yeah, I mean he fought around, the guard. You know what I'm saying? The screen. He fought around the screen. And look, dude used to be a football player. Nate Robinson used to be a football player. Isn't that one of the more physical sports when it comes to team play? Yes, Nate Robinson did that. He did that, Shawty, for real. That's real. Nate Robinson performed at the highest level of athletic sports, professional sports, and playing NBA basketball. But we all know that boxing is no way, shape, or form a team sport when you split the ropes and answer the bell. You have to go in there and fight for yourself. Big facts, this should be considered a video game only fight, but happening. It's an exhibition, bro. It's an exhibition. That's all it is. It's an exhibition. That don't take it anything else. It's an exhibition. He said, I think you taking Jake Paul too serious. It's a big joke to him. He's talking shit about this as knowing what reality is, but saying it what reality is, but saying it's called sticks. It called sticks. I'm not sure. He's the whatever of boxing right now. KZ, my brother. I'm KZ. Come on, bro. Come on now. I don't know about you. I seriously don't know about you, but if you was ever in a position, if I was ever in a position, and I can talk enough shit for people to pay me over $500,000 just to go in there. Let's just say I had pretty decent skills at any sport, but yet I am in somebody else's domain without the background. You know what I'm saying? Without the background of other players who are actually getting paid when I'm getting paid. But I just haven't spent the time and the effort yet. I haven't paid my dues yet. But somehow I was able to skip the line and get paid this money. So you're telling me Jake Paul is comparable to someone that went to prison for snitching on a game? It makes that's absurd to even repeat. That's absurd. He is no way, shape, or form. The man made legitimate money. Now he's making more legitimate money. Not only that, he's increased his social media following by millions. People are eager to interview Jake Paul. They're eager to interview Jake Paul. If Jake Paul came across my sites, which he did, but there's no way I could have got a hold of him. If he came across my sites, I would interview him because I really want to know where he plans to go with this. I would like to ask him, when do you plan? What's your timeline for stepping up and fighting a legitimate boxer? And then, being with KC, KZ, he's been saying that, he want him to be legitimized. He want him to be validated. So my question to him would be like, when are you planning on fighting a boxer who has the experience? He has the record. He's not cross-threading combat sports. They're a legitimate boxer, pretty decent, and around your weight class. That's all I want. I want him to answer that. I don't need to know about Nate Robinson. I know he would love for me to talk about Nate Robinson, but I ain't going to do it. I'm not going to talk about Ben Askren. All I want to know is, what's your timeline to finally step in there with a certified official boxer with the resume and the box rec and the credentials and around your weight class that can box. And when do you plan on doing that? How many fights you going to take before that happens? If he can tell me that, then we good. If he tells me I'm just going to continue, I'm going to get with my team, and if we find, you know, we're going to continue to look for fighters behind, you know, the old Costco buildings that closed down, you know, certain individuals that's packing up, you know, trash and everything into the bins. You know, we're going to continue to look for those fighters at the gas station. You know what I'm saying? They're selling cigarettes one by one. You know, the people that's at the fast food restaurants cleaning up the grease. You know, anybody with a name. We're going to look for street cred. We're going to look for individuals who are popping in the culture. And then once we finish with all them, by that time, I would have made millions. And then I finally step in there with a boxer. I get knocked the fuck out. I can go on about my life and go back to YouTube. Because that's who's talking about me anyway. You see how smart that is? You know, when he leaves boxing, really stop this so-called boxing that he's portraying, he can go right back to where he started, which is YouTube. And he's going to have millions more followers and laughing. And he's going to be able to talk about, you know what, I killed the game. He's going to talk so much shit about boxing. He's going to be like, how is boxing, which is not a, look, first of all, boxing is a sport. It's not a unit. It's not an organization. You know, it has no cohesiveness to it, right? Jake Paul is going to be like, I killed the motherfucking game. I killed it. Me and my brother killed the game. We was able to go in there and make more money than the boxers who have spent all that time and effort in the amateurs. All from being YouTube influencers. We killed it. Who else is going to be able to do what we did? I'm just being honest, man. He's going to get on here and the first month after he has this big retirement deal, Jake Paul is probably going to be 8-8, 8-0 or something like that. He's fought the train conductor, you know, the hotel bellsman. I mean, the hotel freaking valet driver, the Burger King manager, the Walmart greeter. He's going to have fought all those cats. Probably somebody off of YouTube. And he's going to retire and say, I'm done with the sport. I made millions already. I'm good. And then within this, he's making connections, right? He's building up his audience, and also he's building up his networking. So he'll be able to establish a business or two, and his name will speak. And when they hear Jake Paul, they're gonna know Jake Paul from being out here in the boxing arena. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna thrive off his name being out here, earning the money he's been able to earn, and people knowing who he is. And I think at the end of the day, a lot of boxers is looking at him as a goofy individual without understanding that any way you take it, you're going to have to market yourself. It's a lot of boxers that could be making a lot more millions, but they're unwilling to market themselves and be in front of the camera, or they don't have the PR team to put them in a position to do so. He said nobody said shit when Synesia super bad Estrada knocked out stay-at-home mom. Oh yeah. Stay-at-home mom Atkins with the E Honda combo. Y'all want Jake to fight for a title in this second fight with two-time gold medalist Loma. Hey, listen. Solid point, Mitch. Solid point. And what he's talking about is somehow, some way, somebody gave this professional female boxer Estrada Estrada versus Atkins, who is a mom. Everything about her resonated house mom. She was 5-0. Look, she didn't even go to Walmart. Atkins didn't go to Walmart. Atkins was catching newly graduated senior and grads out of high school. She wasn't going to employment. She was catching them when they was in high school, just graduating. Hey, you want to fight? Yeah, sure. How much I'm gonna get paid? Hey, 1,000. What? You gonna give me 1,000? A single band? Okay. She was getting them out of high school, fresh out the goddamn cafeteria. They was up there eating some goddamn banana pudding. Some people said, there you go, right there. That look like you're in weight class. Atkins was 5-0 undefeated, went in there and got knocked the fuck out, put to sleep, almost damn near comatose. Anyway, no love. That's enough. That's enough. That backs up their resume. Jake gets way more respect than that colored hair clown. Who's the colored hair clown? Who's the colored hair clown? I'm trying to find out the colored hair clown. Who? Who we talking about? Ivan Redcatch? Who we talking about? Because that's the only one. Who has colored hair? I'm just curious. Ivan Redcatch on the last card was the only one that had color in his hair. Unless I'm tripping. Jake used to get no respect. You saw how Dana betted 1 million on him and then came out and said it wasn't a real bet. And that's your proof. That's what I'm saying, KC. That's what I'm saying. It goes back to the Mike Jones song. Back then, they didn't want me. Back then, they didn't want me. Now I'm famous, they all on me. However the song goes. It's the Mike Jones effect. Nobody was looking for the Paul brothers until this shit came up with KSI and Logan Paul. And look how the tide changes, right? Logan Paul was getting mad airplay with KSI fight. Mad. Look, Eddie Hearns done promote the shit out that. Logan Paul and KSI, man, people was giving them mad love, bro. That is one of the granules, the seeds that started this shit, dog. Y'all was up there paying so much attention to two YouTubers, and you treated them like they was professional fighters. And Logan Paul's trash talking is horrible. It's horrible. KSI ain't no better. They went in there and fought. They made crazy amount of money than some of the boxers that was on the card. Can you imagine that? You have no professional fights and you're YouTube influencers and you go here on a boxing card, legitimate boxing card, and you have boxers that's on your undercard and you're getting paid an extensive amount of money. You may not have been paid more than every boxer on your undercard, but you got paid more than most. I know a few eighth graders that can beat the Gibb dude that Jake stopped though. Yeah, because look, more high school kids are able to go to school, especially BJJ wrestling, of course, that's in high schools. I'm not sure BJJ is actually a something you can take, but it's only a matter of time before BJJ is in the high school. Believe that. Boxing. In some schools you have boxing, and then you have schools that kids that can go to the local boxing gym after school and box. So it is some kids that's graduating that can step up, and it's the way, especially when you have those kids in football or baseball. They have some pretty good size on them. You know what I'm saying? And know how to throw them hands. Of course, they would give them some problems. But check this out, though, Mitch. It's all about the name. You have to have some value to your name. And the Paul brothers have that value. All from YouTube. Just think about how crazy the tide has changed. Logan Paul gets all this shine from KSI, and then it dies down. And then all of a sudden, Jake Paul, the brother who was getting no airplay at first, he comes back around and start getting some shine. And everybody start buzzing if he's the next Common. Like he's the next Rocky Marciano in this bitch. They acting like Jake Paul is 40 and motherfucking 0 in the streets. They are giving this dude incredible backing. You have professional boxers giving Jake Paul all the secrets. Now, this is what fucks me up. This is why I let my guard down on this Jake Paul shit. This is another reason. Real talk. This is another reason why I let my guard down in this Jake Paul criticism. Because I'm seeing so many certified legitimate fighters giving Jake Paul help. You feel me? And then I can't knock them because he's probably paying them. But if this was all about the boxing and staying certified and staying true to the sport, guess what? The boxers would say, nah, man, we good. But nah, here we go again. We have legitimate professional fighters providing help and assistance to Jake Paul to go out here and portray himself as a boxer. And it's all on camera. Oh, Jake Paul is talking to Evander Holyfield. Evander is teaching him how to slip the jab and throw the hook to the body. Nice, Evander. Kudos. Kudos to you, Evander. Appreciate you. You know, you can have legitimate fighters that supporting Jake Paul and they don't feel no way about it. They say, fuck it. You know, fuck it, man. If he want to go out there and go up here and compete in boxing, let him get his money. And then that's when I said to myself, I feel you. Why am I getting all, agitated and uptight about Jake Paul coming here portraying himself to be? Why? Don't do that, WCS. Don't do that because they don't care. The boxers don't care if he's in here making more money than boxers who've put, the whole first half of their life into amateurs to be somebody. And they barely cracking 12,000 to 15,000. They barely making 20,000 to 50,000. But yet Jake Paul is up here making over $500,000. $500,000 at 2-0, 3-0. Was Floyd making that kind of money when he was 2-3-0? Is any boxer you can imagine right now? Is Xander Zayas making that amount of money? Is Carissa Shields making that amount of money when she was 2-3-0? The list goes on and on and on. Even what was some of the new talent that was in here? Were they making that type of money? More than likely they wasn't. But the fact that they wasn't making that type of money and they're not upset about it, it's bewildering, man. It just shows you how boxing is desensitized. Like the individuals that's competing in the sport, they don't care. The only thing they care about is the money that they're making, bro. That's all. Shit. D Hodges in the building. Salute to you. What's good, bro? OG D Hodges in the building. Shows you money comes first before the sport. Don't matter how you get it. I think I told you this before. Bear KC. Boxing is a business first. Not second, third, 10th, 11th, 15th, 22, 33. Boxing as a business first. Being that boxing, the sanction bodies are not attached to the promotions, and you have that gap that separates them, a deep trench when it comes to organization and money, you will continue to have an open turnstile or open gate of individuals getting off the motherfucking couch and signing and doing medicals, completing that, taking a COVID test now, coming to the weigh-ins, and their opponent knows that they're the B side and they ain't fall a lick. So I could tell you both sides of the fact that I've seen cats go in there with an opponent that's the B side, and they know that motherfucker is all the way to B side. I'm talking about the back side of boxing. I'm talking about the bottom side of boxing. She's the true B side of boxing. You know what I'm saying? And they go in there and carry him for about 1 or 2 rounds. That's some boxers I've seen. I can mention 20 boxers that I know verbatim that carry a fighter off the couch. But why would I do that? Because I got to see them again. And that's the format of boxing. I seen them carry feints, touch jab, feints, tough jab, move around, light jab to the body, allow to get a reaction, get them to fight, get them to, to be active, come forward, something. They'll touch them in the chest with the jab. They'll stay away from the head. Just touch them in the body, touch them in the arm, move around, feints. Get through the first round, and then the second round, they come out, and goddamn motherfucker opponent is stretched out. Stretched out like a mattress, y'all. Winner by second round knockout. It happens all the time, people. And it will never stop. So for those of you that care to speak on Jake Paul and continue to boost his name up on social media, you're helping him out. You're providing him with more social media followers. And then now his brother Logan Paul, look at me. I have his brother Logan Paul up on the screen. Yeah, the same Logan Paul that was getting a lot more buzz than his brother Jake when he was fighting KSI. And that shit fell off. Now look how Logan Paul is coming back in the limelight. He's coming back in the limelight under the wing of the one and only Floyd Money Mayweather. Give it up. Genius. Eddie Alvarez basically said he's scared to fight De La Hoya after watching Askren get knocked out. Eddie Alvarez is just talking shit, first of all. He's just talking shit. Eddie Alvarez is still an active fighter over there, one championship. So Eddie Alvarez can still toss those hands. We haven't seen Oscar De La Hoya revisit the ring as much as we've seen Floyd Mayweather. You feel me? So when it comes to Eddie Alvarez just trying to act all passive aggressive, you know what I'm saying? Act like, oh God, I'm scared of Oscar. Man, get out of here. Mitch, Eddie Alvarez is the underground king, homie. He's the UGK. Eddie Alvarez has held a belt in every organization he's competed in. You actually believe he's scared of Oscar De La Hoya? No. He's just talking shit. He's playing, the little puppy, just so people can beat on and say, yeah, De La Hoya fight Eddie Alvarez. Look, the only way De La Hoya gonna win that fight against a guy who's actively in mixed martial arts is that he come in just a little bit higher than he was when he was talking on Triller. That's all. If he come in there to the point where his face is a little bit numb there, Mitch, then he might just have enough time to do a little bit of damage to Eddie Alvarez. Because once Eddie Alvarez crack him on the cheekbone, and Oscar De La Hoya understands, damn, back to Triller I go. I'm not in shape as I thought I was. Snoop, you there? Did you got the shit? Okay, I'm on my way back to the dressing room. No, homie, what happened? I thought you was fighting a 8-round fight. What's good? Speak to the DO double G. Oh, it ended in the first round, Snoop. I mean, that shit you gave me, it gave me the pep. It gave me the upper that I was listening to, looking for. But unfortunately, I was looking up when he landed the damn shot. Such how I could have sworn I saw some motherfucking pterodactyls flying up that motherfucker. I saw some shit I ain't never seen. I saw just multiple rainbows intertwined with one another. Oscar De La Hoya came in that motherfucker fucked up. Snoop, look, Snoop gave him that West Coast goddamn Izoo. He gave him that shit like goddamn. Oscar was having some fun, man. I'm telling Eddie Alvarez, if he fight De La Hoya, I got Eddie. I got Eddie. Eddie Alvarez by knockout. Eddie Alvarez by knockout, shout. Kimmons, I'd like to see Jake Paul versus KSI. Okay. I'd like to see that fight too. But check this out though. It's a reason why Jake Paul ain't fighting KSI. It's a reason why you haven't heard KSI in the picture. It's a reason. It might be the fact that they saving him to build Jake Paul up a little bit and have him come back and fight Jake Paul. But he's out there. KSI is out there. He's just waiting. KSI chilling. KSI need to come in at the right time to get that big paycheck. Now is not the time because Jake Paul is still building himself up. You know, if Triller is going to undertake and sign on that fight that you're talking about, Jake Paul needs to fight somebody else. You know, build this Wall Street up just a little bit more and then bring in KSI because that'll be good promo. It'll be very good promo. Very good promo. Oscar ain't got the wheels for an active guy like Alvarez. Which one is it gonna be though, bro? You just said okay, Eddie Alvarez tripping. He better go get that check. He could actually beat Oscar today. But then up here you say Eddie Alvarez basically said he's scared to fight De La Hoya after watching. I hope you didn't believe that. As long as you don't believe that Eddie Alvarez is just playing games now. Eddie Alvarez is crucial now. And I agree. You know, I don't think Oscar has the wheels. And plus, we don't know if he's entirely sober. We don't know if Oscar De La Hoya is entirely sober. I just know if we would have had that Oscar De La Hoya when he was competing, man, actively as a champion or as a professional boxer, he would have had a bit more fans than he did with that bland ass attitude, that boring ass personality he had. I mean, because he was lit, he was turned up, man. I enjoyed that Oscar De La Hoya right there. That motherfucker was feeling good, dog. Oh my god! Every time I listen, I still hear the shit he was saying. I was like, damn, dude was so fucked up. And then he get on the mic and he tell people after the fight. He said, he said something to, yeah, that was fun or whatever. You know, I was a little buzz or whatever, but now back to business. Hey, I ain't mad at De La Hoya. That shit was funny though. But the only thing, you got to have tough skin to fight on Triller. You can hear the commentary talking shit about you right there. So you got to have tough skin. You got to know that they're just talking shit. You can't be all butthurt. You know, you got to just listen to it and keep boxing. I think wholeheartedly motherfucking Ivan Redcatch heard all the insults. He heard, you know, when Regis was starting to touch him up a little bit. And I felt him being from a different place. Ivan Redcatch, he really didn't want to be there no more. He might have smelt the weed. He might have smelt whatever. And he just felt like, man, fuck this, man. Fuck that. I'm going to get my check and leave. Seriously, I believe Ivan felt that way. I believe Ivan Redcatch said, fuck it, man. What they going to do? I've boxed for 5 rounds. They ain't going to do shit to me. I'm going to go out, man. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna act like this motherfucker picked up a damn kettlebell out of his motherfucking corner and hit me in the goddamn nuts with it. Cause he was faking the shit out that motherfucker. Oh God. God, this is terrible. What did he do? Did he castrate me? I can't feel anything down there. He hit me so hard. I want to start a family after this fight. I'm suing. Man, Ivan Redcash was bullshitting around, dog. Every time the referee tried to pick him up, come on, Ivan. The referee said, Ivan, come on, Ivan, get up, bro. You're embarrassing yourself. Get your ass up. Then you hear me, motherfucker, get the fuck up. I'm going to punch you in the back of your head, get up. Ivan kept on, man, it was embarrassing, dog. Mark my word, Ivan Redcatch is not going to be back in the ring anytime soon. He's going to allow this shit to die down, and then he's going to come back. Watch what I tell you, bro. Oscar, a.k.a. the Adonis. Man, Oscar, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't have nothing bad to say about Oscar and those individuals at Triller. I like Triller, bro. I'm rocking with Triller, you know. I mean, that shit was hilarious what they had going on. People want to dog out Triller because they provide you with music and boxing. But yet they talk about how boring boxing fight cards are. Like the long intermissions from looking at apps. Motherfuckers that have to click refresh over and over again. They back yet? They back yet? They back yet? They back yet? When the next fight coming out? See, Triller, they put a damn pre-recorded damn concert up there for you to listen to. Have an artist performing for you in between time. And then the next fight come out. They bring the fighters out. Boom. You get that. If it end early, next act might be pre-recorded or it might be live. They give you that. Boom. You have music. Something to keep your interest. Next, we have the next fight on deck. Yeah, it's time consuming. And yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to clean it up sooner or later. But right now, Triller got it popping, y'all. Triller got it popping. I told y'all, look, I was one of the ones that told y'all to pay attention to Triller. Look back in my lives. I said, pay attention to Triller. Now that I ain't gonna put my shit out there. No, fuck that. You got too many haters, but you got too many haters. I can't give y'all I can't do it right there, man. You got too many haters, man. They see you places and they try to call you up and act like they care and they cool, but you never see them on your damn lives, right? But they'll call you up or shoot you an email. Hey man, how you doing, man? I just want to say, man, good shit, dog. Keep doing you. Stay solid out here, bro. Be on your square. We see you out here on the grind in the trenches, man. We see you, WCS. But by the way, though, hold up. By the way, I saw you on Triller. Like, how did that process work? Just kind of, do you have any? Man, come on, stop it, bro. Stop acting like you care and you don't. Y'all acting like you care, but you don't. This one time thing about this YTC, it's all for one and one for all. Could you imagine how big the YTC community could be if people just willingly provided and asked the person they was interviewing and say, hey, would you want to get an interview over here? You want to get an interview over here? You know how that would go? That's free promo for the fighter. Could you imagine a fighter that's just coming on the scene, their debut, or they 1-0, 2-0, whatever, and they're coming out here for an interview and then they're passed along to another YouTube channel for an interview? That's free promo for that fighter. That fighter gets to share. Let's just say they did 3 interviews in a day. That's 3 interviews. They have a free promo that they can share to their people and share. Then you have YouTube channels actually getting legitimate views that's boxing related, and you're working as a YTBC. Okay, that would be included as a YouTube boxing community because you helping one another out across the board. But since that doesn't happen, you have been always at a lower grade of just the YTC. Okay, you heard it from here. You are a YTC community. You're blended in with everybody else to talk about anything and everything. You feel me? I fuck with Oscar. That shit, LOL. That was funny though. It was, man. Where does Regis go? Where does Regis go from here? I like to see him fight Barbosa, the kid who beat Salcedo. Most of those super lightweights waiting around until Undisputed vacated after Taylor versus Ramirez. Why shouldn't they? Why wouldn't they though? If Teofimo Lopez doesn't get the shot, and we're assuming that Taylor wins, I'm thinking if Ramirez wins, he's already made it clear he's moving up to 47. But why not stay there and face Teofimo Lopez and get another huge check? I mean, come on. And plus, that'll set Teofimo Lopez to become a two-weight undisputed champion if he's able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Right off the rip. They will have to pay Ramirez a pretty good ticket. That's how you set that up. The same plan I'm saying for the Charlo, for Jermell Charlo and Errol Spence. Oh, I gave you the game plan. I remember comeback. That was before they won the purse bid too. Yeah, man. That's before they won the purse bid. I said, man, watch out for Triller. I'm hearing some good shit because I was talking to some people. I had some good shit about Triller. They got that Dinero behind them. They're not just floating out here in a canoe with one oar. The motherfuckers got some shit behind them. They have a plan. They have a plan. And being that I met the staff, oh man, cool people. Cool people, shawty. Cool people. But I know it's gonna be more people off YouTube trying to get a hold of Triller. I know since they having that shit down in Florida. I know you are. I know you are. I know you are. And you should. Who am I? I'm not a hater like that. I'm not gonna tell you, oh man, I hope you don't get it. I'm not a hater. Go do what you do, bro. If you can get in, get in. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. God bless. But yeah, man, y'all keep y'all eyes out. Y'all eyes out and open. Have them motherfuckers looking left to right, up and down, and see how the upcoming weeks play out when it comes around May. May is going to be a hard, I'm talking about a hard promotion month. Not hard in a sense of difficult. It's going to be hard in a sense of activity. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be active. You're going to start seeing Triller put promo out with the Lopez Cambosas, and you're going to start seeing Mayweather, Logan Paul, and that shit's going to be constant and constant. And then you're going to have the YTC up here, thumbnail after thumbnail after thumbnail. And in between that, we're waiting for the Wilder situation to materialize. So in between that, we might get a break in the action, and the arbitration may conclude. We'll see. But next month, May, it's going to be crazy. And once again, I'm going to be honest, I don't think that the Mayweather Logan Paul promo is going to outdo Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosos when it comes to Triller. It's just not going to happen. Floyd's going off who he is as a person, but right now, being that times has changed and we have Triller on deck and they can promote different, being that they work with musicians and the music side of the house, their promo is going to be sick. They promo for Kambosos and Lopez is already crazy with the pictures that you see on his IG. They promoting the shit out of him, dog. Do you see his IG? His team done changed. They done changed up his IG. They done took some pictures for him to put out there. Simple shit dealing with belts, his brand, all that. They did an excellent job. Support the boxing match. Support Lopez Cambosos on Triller. Mayweather Logan Paul is not a boxing match. It is an exhibition meeting. That's all it is. If you're a hardcore boxing fan, you know what it is, man. Stay true to the game. I saw an interview with Ramirez. He said the more T.O. talks, he's willing to stay down to 140 and fight him. Okay, that's what's up then. Let's go. Let's go. I would like to see Teofimo Lopez get the opportunity to fight at 140 for all the belts and further solidify himself in the history books of boxing the right way. I mean, you think about it. If Teofimo Lopez is able to get first dibs at the undisputed champion at 140, and let's just say he wins, it's going to just be on a whole entire universe if he's able to become undisputed in this amount of time. And let's just say 18, 19 fights, something like that. Let's just say for just throw it out there. Throw a number out there, 18, 19 fights, something like that. 19 and 20 just to be a little bit safe. That's still good. That's still good with the right opponent. Real talk. Real talk. But y'all know what it is, man. I had to come on here and talk about this. As always, stay tuned, stay tight, stay close to WCS. Boxing is picking back up. I want to give a shout out. I got to start shouting people out, man. You know, especially the ones that support me behind the scenes. You know, my Cash App is going across the screen. If you choose to support, you know, you can drop some of my Cash App. But shout out to the ATL fighters. Shout out to Tay Jones getting married, tying the knot, but also coming off a win down here, his last fight. So look forward to seeing him getting back in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Brian Norman Jr., the assassin. He's going to be back in the square again. You know what it is, undefeated, 21-0. You know what I'm saying? Give that man his shit. You know, stay tuned. The Grindhouse is on the move. Coach Mustafa. If you don't know who Coach Mustafa is, he's growing crazy on IG. He's sick. This dude is spinning boxing reels. He's giving you that boxing education you need. Look up Coach Mustafa on IG. He has his stable of fighters that's coming up out of there. I don't know all of them, but he has the likes of the Kari Scott Mack Truck. He has, like I said, Tay Jones. He has Sniper. He has Mo Millions. He has, I don't think those fighters box out of there. I think they box at Granite City, though. But shout out to Hot Rod that trains over there. Sometimes K-Champ, you know, Tito Lopez, Najee Lopez, they over there sometime. It's so many people that fight out that gym right now. It's growing. You know what I'm saying? That shit is growing. Who am I missing out that camp? Who am I missing? But shout out to the ones down here in ATL. Even the Michael Harris, man. Shout out to Michael Harris. I know he's still undefeated, looking to get back in the ring again. Shout out to the Michael Harris. Keep doing your thing out there. You know, of course, shout out to the Bronze Bomber. I see you out there on the yacht, cruising, chilling with your girl, enjoying that life. We look forward to seeing you back in the square. We're looking forward to seeing you come and get this belt back. Retribution is mandatory. You feel me? Retribution is mandatory. So shout out to the Bronze Bomber. A big shout out to Team Williams Jr. Michael Williams Jr., 150 boy wonder. You know how we rock. He has a fight coming up there in Gaston, Alabama. Yes, on deck once again. We doing this undefeated, going for another victory. 18-0. That's what we going for. It's 18th victory. That's what it's about. Fernando Bunch, salute. Andrew Murphy, you know what it is, man. You know, Roy Jones Jr., of course, he's part of the team. He'll be back on deck over there also. Look forward to seeing the legend himself back on deck. Yes, that's what we're doing. That's what we doing, man. You know, shout out to Jackal Fitness, man. Keep doing what you're doing over there. I know y'all was freaking at the fights. That's good shit. Shout out to Joshua Greer Jr. I appreciate you, bro. Joshua Greer Jr., a real one. I appreciate you. Shout out to Who is Jihad Tucker. Salute to you. Who else? Oh, shout out to Trevor Bryan. You know, the only American heavyweight right now with the WBA title. You know what I'm saying? The WBA regular title. Salute to Trevor Bryan, man. Shout out to Sean 808. Salute to you. Appreciate all your help. What's some other fighters that's out there? You know, shout out to Tika Hemingway. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Michael Evans. Shout out to goddamn Hollywood Desiree. Man, all these fighters gonna be back at the club. Money Powell. What's some other fighters? Damn, it's so many out here. Shout out to Lance Palmer. I know you didn't get the win to open up the tournament, but you'll be back, man. Shout out to Lance Palmer, two-time tournament champion at featherweight over there at the PFL, Professional Fight League. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate the interviews. Shout out to the phenom Douglas Lima. You know what I'm saying? About to head back in there and defend his title at welterweight in Bellator. Yes, sir. Shout out to your brother Diego Lima. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kamar Usman. Another name victorious win. Appreciate you. Thug Rose. You're my numero uno when it comes to female fighters. I appreciate you. Real talk. What's some other fighters I may have missed? So many of them, man. I don't want to leave anyone out. Shout out to Charles Conwell over there at Soul City. Shout out to Coach Mike Stafford. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to those guys over there at Soul City in Cincinnati. Keep on doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I think I gave a shout out to Paul. You know what I'm saying? Who else is out here? Who else? God is strength. God is strength. Salute to you. That's a behemoth right there. Oh, shout out to them Thicker brothers, them BJJ, them BJJ monsters. You know what I'm saying? Cash and them cats, man. Appreciate you. Keep on grinding out up there. Who else? There's so many people I'm trying to. Oh, shout out to Hannah Gabriel too. She's the light heavyweight champion right now, I think. You know what I'm saying? Hannah Gabriel, salute and congrats, man. Shout out to Raquel Miller. You feel me? Shout out to Carissa Shields too. You know what I'm saying? You about to make your MMA debut coming up. Go get that. Show a good performance. You've been out there training with some of the best. So shout out Carissa Shields doing her thing. Who else that was out there that I might have missed? I ain't trying to miss nobody, especially out the ATL. I think I named a lot of individuals that I know for sure. I'm just trying to make sure that I get the females too in the process. Oh, shout out to Laura Sanchez at that PFL. You know, salute to you. You know what I'm saying? Good luck out there getting it in. Laura Sanchez. Valentin Shevchenko getting another win. Elijah Brawley. You know, shout out to you, bro. I know you out there still grinding, man. Mixed martial arts. But yeah, that's what it is, people. That's all I got. That's all I got. Until next time, turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports.